Welcome and greetings, PerfBytes listeners, or as the guys that work in my branch office in Italy taught me to say, saluti e benvenuti ancora una volta scatori e PerfBytes. Not bad. Gotta love those little romance languages. It's your old pal Satan here again, giving a thumbs up to Mark, James, and Howard for doing their best to help everyone understand the pure evil of a failing website infrastructure. You guys are the yin to my yang, and that's saying a lot considering I'm not really into the whole Chinese metaphysical thing. But Lao Tzu, that was one of the smartest dudes I ever met. Seriously. Anyway, without further delay, it's time for the news of the damned.
Can you dig it?
Oh my gosh. Wow. It's never getting better for him, is it?
That old Larry guy. Maybe he's Satan's whipping boy.
Well, Mark, and Howard, I think I know why he may be in purgatory.
Really? I wouldn't call that purgatory. I think he made it all the way to like the 4th or 5th level.
Well, you know, I think there's a good reason, potentially.
Really? What's up?
We've had the Pope on the News of the Damned.
That's true, and Satan is learning Italian.
I don't know if that's related. I don't want to ask. But as it turns out, the Pope is on this week's News of the Damned as well.
Wow. How ironic. That was posted on Twitter. Was that Tim or Facebook? I think Tim Western said, oh, isn't that ironic? And ironic News of the Damned.
I think it was Corey Bailey.
There you go.
And please do tell why was the Pope
So
on?
we're calling this one Spiritual Leaders Steel Cage Match. Pope 2, the Lama 1. So the Dalai Lama only crashed one ticketing site. So far, we've had the Pope crash a ticketing site and a metro
train system.
Train site.
Yeah.
In your hometown, Mark, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened is, and we kind of saw this coming a couple of days ago. 10,000 tickets were to be offered for sale at noon for the Pope, some sort of papal speech in the Philadelphia area. And I just want to repeat, 10,000 tickets at noon, 10,000 at noon.
10,000.
They're not giving them for free. You got to buy them.
You got to buy them, but a limited quantity for a popular public figure
At a specific
date
and time. What could go wrong?
Can I just ask one question first?
Yeah.
Did you get a poster of the Find the Pope and the Pizza?
No. Well, as it turns out, it was so bad. Here's a quote from article. It was Catholic World News or something of that nature. It was CatholicCourier.com, excuse me. After the website crashed, a lottery system was put in place, but the tickets didn't sell out, and they still haven't. Yeah. So they continue to have problems even with the lottery system. This is the classic patch on a system. We're going to install a waiting room.
Yeah.
We're going to install a lottery to see who gets in to get these things. This is the classical patch on the bad design for e-commerce.
You remember the website that shall not be named implemented the same thing on the front door of their work in the first few months that end of 2013.
There are CDN providers in the market. One of their core offerings they make to e-commerce shops is, we have a waiting room solution we can sell to you.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to call out the people, because we've already called out Ticketmaster UK. We want to help them. We also would like to help, I think it was Eventbrite was the company that did the ticketing behind here. And I had gotten to their website on the day of. Now, the website was still pretty slow, the main website for the papal visit. But the Eventbrite site did come up. It just showed that within like 10 minutes, all the tickets have been accounted for. And I'm like, okay, either they actually really did sell out that fast, which apparently they didn't, or that's how they convey to the customer that the site has crashed. At least it looks like they're up, but they're lying to you because...
But that's kind of funny, though, because if I heard, like, the tickets are all accounted for, I would assume that they're all sold.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why
maybe
they're not
that's
coming.
why they're not having people come back for their lottery
That's
position.
what he said exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, Dawn just rose on Marblehead there.
So 2 for the Pope, 1 for the Llama.
Yeah, but I have confidence that the Llama will break one before the year comes.
All right, we'll see where they end up.
Yeah, me and Bill Murray, we're
I think we're going to end up by the end of the year for the holiday review show, year in review. We may have to now start having categories, like the e-commerce category, like the airline category, the spiritual leader category,
Can we do it like an award show?
like the Tony Awards or Oscars,
the Academy Awards or the Emmys or something.
Best extraordinary website.
Maybe
crash.
we should have our own awards. We can call them the Perfys.
the most dangerous politician. If you have this one on your site, you'll crash.
And the Perfy for best news of the damn story goes to.
Exactly. All right, James, what's next? What do we got here?
Next is Tribble crashes TV network.
What?
Yeah, so the Tribble that is attached to the head of Donald Trump
Exactly right.
appeared on a nascent TV network with Sarah Palin.
Just his hair?
No, the Tribble was attached to the Trump, and Sarah Palin was sporting the classical library stewardess look.
Okay, yeah.
And the combination of the two of them together on this new network, which was just kind of coming to market or starting to grow,
Yes.
basically caused the network to crash. It was a internet-based network. I don't have the name of the network.
I thought it was the Klingon network.
Yeah.
Klingon network. Well,
Yeah.
that might be appropriate because Tribbles do not like Klingons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or vice versa, or something.
Yeah, it was the RNN, the Romulan News Network.
But so this comes from Variety, and you could. I don't know how to properly classify this. I mean, sure, there's a lot of interest in politics generally.
Oh, sure.
There's interest in Trump. There's interest in Sarah Palin. You put the two of them together. I don't know if this is like watching a large wreck on the side of a highway. I don't know.
Yes.
But clearly it is the case of a lot of people and not a lot of resources and poor planning
Yeah.
for the type of personalities involved, and then server go boom.
It strikes me with the Tribble Meister himself that much like Sarah Palin, they're kind of like a big fish in a small pond. Like they're going mainstream in the political season, in the politician election season here in the United States. So they are drawing mainstream, but they're on this tiny little side TV network with some imagination. Well, let me rephrase this. Even Fox crashed their own streams during major mainstream news
and
debates.
this was
And didn't we just
before
talk
this
about
occurred.
that? Our
So
last
they did
episode
not.
of the News of the Damned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they did not learn lessons from Fox.
Well, I mean, they obviously don't share. They could even be perceived as competitors or something. But it's silly. If you're that small, just go to YouTube. That's what the affiliate from Fox did. The Sky guys over in the UK, they were just streaming it on YouTube. Use YouTube. Google rocks, man.
You know
Just do it.
something? It might have been the Bridge Network.
Could have
You know,
been.
the card game Bridge Network, because the servers trumped the Palin.
Oh my god!
Oh, Howard, I gotta
Oh my
give
God.
you. I don't know. I'll give you a perfy on that one.
Oh my god! You're such a card.
It just came to me in a vision. What can I tell you?
You are the king of humor.
The King of Hearts. Oh,
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
this is painful.
All right. Now the next story should be
So the next story. Well, you could have seen this one coming.
yes.
It is the season for Apple.
It is Apple launch season.
It is,
And
and
it's apple
it
picking
happens
season, too.
regularly every fall. The apples gather, and they look to see what the lead apple is going to tell them is coming.
What do you call the Apple cult followers?
I
Appleites?
cheap. Their eye sheep. That's the real term for it. The eye sheep.
Seriously.
No, it's dead serious.
fucking
It's eye
Okay,
sheep.
so the eye sheep have gathered, and they're listening to the shepherd show off the latest fashion and apple crooks and such.
That's right.
Well, they're going to fleece the sheep anyway, right?
Yeah.
And a small company was named as being a partner associated with the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And this was right after the big announcement for, I guess, the new larger sized iPad.
So it was weirdly not. They brought them up at like a weird time, like it wasn't associated with the watch.
But you know what? It was right after Tim Cook. That means everybody in the universe, all the eye sheep, were tuned in to the eye channel to watch the eye shepherd
talk about the eye things,
the latest in fashion.
Yes.
And this small company called Airstrip, which provides essentially medical data to check patients' vital statistics through the iWatch.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a smaller version for babies so they can check vital statistics.
They can post a status on Facebook, and they can do FaceTime, little baby FaceTime.
Yeah, it's like, a little baby, hold it up so we can see you smile or gurgle or
What
whatever.
else do they have? The eye cardiac program and the app in there? Yeah, I'm going to load. Yeah, I'm like 58. I turn in 58 in 3 days. I better load the eye cardiac program in there.
There you go.
That will tell me when I'm having a freaking heart attack.
There's a whole other market there.
So anyway, just the mention in close proximity to Tim Cook resulted in a lot of people being extremely curious and going to the Airstrip website and resulting in it going down.
I got to admit, after watching all of the news on actual air shows and crashes and people being killed, when they mentioned Airstrip, I thought, oh, that's just another plane crash.
Oh.
But it wasn't. It was an actual company called Airstrip.
It makes you wonder why they didn't call it iStrip, since it's so integrated with the iPhone and the i product.
Well, they got Air, which is like the iPad
MacBook
Air,
Air.
MacBook Air,
True,
right?
true.
They got the Air part.
But there could be some confusion if a Jordan is involved there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I call Birkenstockings?
What?
Yes.
Air Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, very sorry. Not only is it time to get a new watch, apparently it's time to get a new website.
So, Mark, I don't know if you've had a chance to use GT Metrics on the Airstrip website.
You want me to go take a look here?
I have some
Is it
suspicions.
even fair? Because were they even expecting that?
Well, it was probably people that
It was
just hit.
It was a HuffPo effect.
It was definitely HuffPo effect. What is it, airstrip.com? Let's see. Bringing it up in GT, analyzing. So this is healthcare without boundaries.
Yeah. Mobile healthcare
right?
transformation.
Well, they didn't do too well. They got a C from both PageSpeed and YSlow. Gave them a C. The things they're failing on is something as simple as compression. How hard is it to turn that on, guys? Seriously.
It's right at the server.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Minifying the CSS, you got to get a utility and go through some tests to make sure that goes. But YSlow, our good, trusty YSlow, and the one thing I like about YSlow is it actually gives a grade E in between a D and an F.
Oh, that's
I
wow.
love that. It's you're not totally failing, but, come on.
You're pretty ecky.
Yeah, exactly. No CDN. No CDN whatsoever. Fewer HTTP requests. The total page size is just about a meg, but we're making 35 requests. They're not using a CDN. So, thank you, GT Metrics, for giving us the insights here.
So they were set up to fail completely.
Yes.
Hey, you want to hear something else fun? I'm on their website right now, and I'm looking at careers. They're not looking for any performance people.
They probably worked with an external provider from somewhere where they need to work with the procurement department to get better help. And actually on the GT Metrics, you can always say here, if you need optimization help, you can actually ping them, and those guys have connections. So, yeah, there you go. Failing, got C's, but you're pretty much failing. GT Metrics.
So rule of thumb, if you're going to be presenting to the iSheep, at least make sure that you have a CDN involved and you score at least a B.
Yeah, and what's ridiculous is here, according to both of the tools, there's so many things that they got right. And all it takes is one or two simple things under point load that will take you out. And a CDN is just a no-brainer. It's almost like even if you get everything else A's and B's, which these guys did, you just miss the CDN or you miss something like compression, and bam, your ops guys are totally letting you down. Yep. All right. What's our next one here? This one joins the ranks of a whole new category that's growing.
Yeah, so we're going to lump a number of people together here, and we're going to say there are no tigers on the frontier.
Is that Tony the Tiger?
And we already talked about Tony the Tiger.
I was just trying to carry some consistency over.
No, this is our friends at Tiger Air,
Yeah.
who actually got Person of the Year last year. The CTO of Tiger Air did, for being able to survive a point load situation involving low airfares when his competitors around him failed.
Yeah. Tiger Air is rocking. They know how to do this.
So Tiger Air actually went out in the market and said, we will survive this in advance, and they did.
They did really well. But the following two, and including our other favorites that have been on a couple of times, United had a little outage recently, another one. But I think that was not related to a fare sale. That was related to other scandal news on the CEO. These two, Frontier Airlines, they did a $1 deal from Atlanta, so to different destinations, anywhere out of Atlanta. So apparently they had a bunch of planes in Atlanta that needed to fly somewhere else, like a rental car company.
Yeah, we'll upgrade you to that 747.
So, clear them out for $1.
Then we had a New Zealand airline that had a $9 fare.
Does New Zealand have its own dollar, or do they use the Aussie dollar?
New Zealand has its own dollar.
Yeah, it has its own currency. You never know. Might be $1. Anyway, two of them crashed under intentional promotions. That
actually, Mark, there's a third.
There's a third? What's the third one?
From the African continent, we have a R1 sale on the Fly Safer website.
This is global. This is a global problem.
This is.
Yeah.
Don't forget Southwest had the problem this year, too, when they did that low fare.
Yeah, so we may have to, we've got a whole new category of airfare promotion crashing. India, there were two of them in India.
Yep.
There's Tiger Air, which won last year. Now, this year alone, we had two in India. There's these guys. Plus...
Then we have United. We had Southwest, as Howard notes.
Wow.
I think we've had Delta had a problem at one point.
I got to tell you, if I were in a consulting company or I worked for a major vendor with performance APM tools and such, I wouldn't sell to the IT department. I would try to make inroads with the CMO and say, look, I can sell you the tools that help your people get aware of what they're about to do, killing your company. And, come on. You could build a dashboard in any of these tools to help people understand. Omniture's not going to tell you what these guys are planning.
Yep.
This is serious infrastructure pollution. We'll use that word again.
Yeah, whenever you're planning something like this, if it doesn't automatically kick off information to flow to testing, to ops, to everybody, just to make sure you are guaranteeing a black eye.
Yeah, this is bad. So congratulations to 3 international different airlines from different countries.
By the way, currently it's 1.58 New Zealand dollars to a US dollar.
Okay. So
it's
there you go.
1.58, so it's 1.5 to the dollar, so it's it was $3 fare.
But let's take a look here. If we do a little GT metrics, you want to look at one of those guys? Let's do Fly Safe Air.
And let's not forget, they are several continents away, and depending upon where our sample agent is.
Well, GT Metrics picked up a load generator source in Vancouver, Canada. So they're at a disadvantage on actual latency, but again, the static analysis. Hey, these guys got an A and a B. Now, it could be that it serves... Now, my guess is the veneer, the front site, is not where most of this outage happened. It was during actual committing of transactions or payment processes.
So the next natural question to ask, and this is not covered by GT Metrics, are they giving out a default card?
Could be. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's do a from and to somewhere. From Port Elizabeth to Tambu, Johannesburg.
So if you go to since you're doing the search, if you go to the doctor and they ask you if you've been to West Africa lately, do you have to tell them you have?
Of course.
Just ask them. Just filling time.
No flights. Wow, it's surprisingly, for running an airline, these guys don't really have any flights.
They sold out?
In fact, I'm finding almost no flights whatsoever.
Maybe they went out of business when their website crashed.
Perhaps that was part of the problem.
So much for the airfare. We'll see if we can get some more to crash before the end of the year. Maybe Tiger Air will show up. Let's call them and say, guys, you're still at the head of the list of doing this. You want to share how you do it?
Yeah. It's like, hey, show the rest of the world how it's done. Run a $1 fare.
Run a negative fare. We'll pay you $1 to fly with us just to show how good we are. That'd be funny. All right. Our last one is a little bit kind of morbid, a little scary.
Yeah, this one classifies as morbid curiosity. In the extreme. So I guess this happened in the Netherlands. The police found a body in a suitcase.
Yeah, what is this, like The Sopranos? It's The Godfather or something?
I don't know if it was a small body, a large suitcase. I don't know if it was a.
Was it a whole body? Was it chopped up? Was it like left in one piece?
I don't know.
Was it Samsonite?
Would you really want to claim that if it was?
Samsonite.
Wasn't it? Maybe the person was killed by a gorilla.
Oh,
remember Samsonite? The gorilla was jumping up and down on the Samsonite luggage.
Absolutely.
Or we hope this is not a repeat of a plot line that was on CSI. Las Vegas, where people like to, for enjoyment purposes, get into boxes and stuff and have themselves shipped.
Yeah, that's not.
But that's kind of funny because this was on the news oh my God. This was on the news a couple of, I think last week or 2-3 weeks ago, where someone put their kid in the suitcase and they were going to ship the kid in the suitcase and they found them going through the screening.
Yeah. Opened them up and the kid was in there.
Yeah. Just crazy stuff. So we have a woman who passed away. She was found in a suitcase, and the police were asking for the public's help in identifying this woman. And this resulted in a large number of people coming to the police website to look at a photograph. And this quote is just classic. From the news articles from the NL Times.
Yeah.
So Netherlands Times. A spokesperson for the police told the Telegraph that the likely cause of the crash was that a large number of people tried to view a too large photograph at the same time.
Oh, brother.
It involved a photo of a woman whose body was found in a suitcase in Maastricht on Friday.
That's right. And apparently this, so the one thing that's funny is the translation into English, a too large photograph. Too large according to what non-functional requirements sent over from the ops team.
Yeah, you imagine that someone had the latest Canon, which can do 300 megapixels, and they've decided to take a photograph, and it's now a 200 megabyte photograph or something.
But did you make a billboard out of it or something?
You could scale it up that big. But sadly, this poor woman appears to have been murdered. They're doing an autopsy. The suitcase was actually found floating in the river.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's some foul play, I think is what we would say.
It's also a pretty damn buoyant suitcase.
Or the contents were quite buoyant as well.
Mm.
So that's good. So we covered the world once again on the News of the Damned, James. This was
we did. We had some ticketing outages, which we love ticketing outages.
Not so much in the UK.
That's true, but we had them in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we had them here. Do we classify ourselves as a former British colony?
I think we are. But there were a couple we could find, I'm sure. In next time on the News of the Damned, this will be good.
Which other great one we had was, of course, another Repub RNC type one too.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch Trump. If there's a pattern here, we might have to start attributing it to him for News of the Damned.
Yeah, that would be good. I think secondarily, we'll start some categories on the different types of news of the dam and who will win with the awards show. We could come up with maybe we can buy some things and send them to people. Congratulations.
The Perfys, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
Perfys.
going to do the Perfys.
I like
come
it.
up with like some plastic thing for the Perfys.
A koosh ball with a graph behind it.
Right. We'll give a shout out and a thanks to our sponsor, Sosta, for their support of the show, which is always great. And to, I don't know, who else?
All those airlines around the world. Keep those sales a coming.
Yeah. Do another $1 sale. Go for it. We want to hear from you.
The year is still young. We have
That's
the
right.
big shopping season.
It's coming.
We have
So
holiday
retailers,
season upon us.
if you have a default shopping cart, assume
That's right.
you're going to be on News of the Dam. Good timing there, Vincent.
Perfect. Beautiful.